Welcome back, everybody. Did you know that down in New York, they are enjoying the New York Auto Show? Well, let me tell you what's happening down there. We're going to check in with Brian Moody, who's the executive editor at autotrader.com, who joins us live via satellite from the floor of the New York International Auto Show with the latest and greatest vehicles that we hopefully will be driving someday. So good morning, Brian. How are you?
Hey, good morning. I'm doing great. I'm standing here around a bunch of new cars, so that can't be bad.
Can't be bad. So, Brian, what trends are you noticing at this year's show?
There are a lot of trends here at the show represented in a variety of vehicles, but what we're seeing are some continuing trends toward electric cars. Performance cars are big, sport utility vehicles are big, and luxury is a big deal. Those are all things that we're seeing here at the New York Auto Show, and sometimes they kind of are all in one. The Jaguar I-Pace that we see is one of those ones. It's luxury and electric. Plug-in electrics are big. Exotic cars like the Maserati Levante, which is one you can personalize, that's a big deal. And big SUVs. Americans still like big SUVs. This is the Kia Telluride. That's a new SUV from Kia. It's a big, full-size, 3-row SUV. Think of it as a competitor for, maybe a Ford Explorer, that kind of thing. It even seems a little bit bigger, honestly, in some ways on the interior. But Americans still like those. That's here at the New York Auto Show. That's some of the trends that we're seeing, but those aren't necessarily new trends. They're more continuing trends, let's say.
Brian, how about, can you share any big reveals with us? Did somebody save something just for this show?
Yes, there's a couple cars like that. One of them is the Shelby GT500. Now, we did see this in Detroit, but this is New York's first look at that. The Porsche 911 Speedster is a big debut here in New York. It's very expensive, and we think they're all already sold. Another one is the Kia Stinger GTS, a high-performance version of Kia Stinger, limited edition. You get this special color. It even has a drive mode that allows the all-wheel drive versions of the car to behave more like a rear-wheel drive. You can do drift mode like this, where you can kind of hang the back end of the car around if you're so inclined and you're on a track, of course. So the Stinger GTS, high performance, Porsche high performance, Maserati high performance, lots of different high performance cars here in New York. That's definitely a thing that you can see.
Brian, you mentioned that a lot more cars are going to electric, but are you seeing even more green advancements besides that?
Well, at this point, electric seems to be the way that people view green. There are hybrids. There are plug-in hybrids, and there are plenty of electric cars. They just don't make up as much of the market as I think people would be led to believe by the headlines. For the most part, Americans don't really want electric cars as much as they want more traditional gasoline-powered cars, but as range increases, I think that will change.
Oh, I definitely think so too. I think still the perception is that you can't go as far and you can't go as fast. So you're right, as the perception changes and as they get better, I think for sure we'll make that turn. So let me ask you one more question. What is the coolest thing you've seen so far?
Well, speaking of electric, there's this car behind me. This is the Kia Habanero concept car. Concepts used to be a big deal in the 60s, 70s, all the way up until the 2000s, and they kind of got away from them. This one, crazy, big doors, technology inside, bright red interior. It's electric, it's all-wheel drive, but it has this cool feature. This uses artificial intelligence and biometric data where it can sense your mood, and the interior environment can adapt to that. It can also read where your eyes are looking so that it knows what feature you might want. So say you're driving in traffic and you look over like this, it might guess that you want to see all the way around the car or to the rear where you can't see very well, and it will enable that camera or that feature automatically without you having to press a button.
You, sir, have a great job. This is very interesting, and the concept cars, what they're thinking of is just amazing. You're the best, Brian. Listen, how can people get more information about what you're telling us this morning?
For more information on all the cars you see here at the Auto Show, you can go to autotrader.com. But also, if you want to see more information on this futuristic concept car specifically, go to kia.com and you can read all about their concept and also their limited edition high performance car.
All right, Brian Moody, you continue to have a good time down there at the New York International Auto Show.